What is going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be showing you how to go from this to this right here. Today's video is going to be all about how to style a lower density unit. I'm going to take you through a styling that I did today to get this result right here. Real quick, guys, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell below. My last video you probably saw didn't have a lot of volume inside of the unit, and it really felt like it wasn't full. You might be experiencing this too, so I wanted to make this video to show you how to get some volume, get some hairstyle with incorporating the realism of a lower density unit. All right, guys, so I'm about to hop in the shower right now. I just got out of the gym, so I'm sweaty, my hair's a mess, all this kind of fun stuff. But this is where it starts, right? So I'm gonna hop in the shower and we're gonna do this thing. All right, guys, you know the next step. We gotta take this puppy right here and put it over our head, not twisting it, not shaking it, anything like that, but instead putting it over the top of our head, and then we're gonna pull down on it, push down on it, I should say. That way we're alleviating some of the dampness out of the hair system, but no shaking, no rubbing, no anything like that. All right, here we go. So on to the next step, right? The next step is deciding how we want to style it. Today, we're going with a slicked back style. I'm gonna try to get more volume in it though. I'm gonna try to basically alleviate some of the fact that the density is really, really low inside of this unit with some volume. As guys, sometimes we don't know how to do this with our hair. Like, nobody taught us how to style it, how to do different things, right? So that's what we're gonna talk about today. I'm gonna show you how to get a little bit more volume when you have less hair. So this applies whether you have a hair system or not. But how to get more volume, and that way make it look a little bit fuller, a little bit, you've got more bounce instead of just kind of like a flat style. Now, when you're rocking a hair system, guys, you probably know this already. If you don't though, you wanna let it air dry as much as possible. Because a hair blower, a hair dryer can actually take life out of your hair system. You can damage the hair if you're not careful, all that kind of stuff. But in the practical day-to-day realm of this stuff, sometimes we're gonna wanna style it, and sometimes it requires a little bit of air, some things like that. What I like to do is first take some of this Davin's all-in-one milk. I've linked this down in the product description. You guys have heard me talk about this kind of stuff. And what I like to do is first wet my hair with it. What I first like to do is actually spray this into my hair and comb it in. The reason being that it's already putting some leave-in conditioner in there. It's a little bit of product, makes it a little bit more stylable. I don't put a ton in, just enough, a couple sprays. And then I basically like to just kind of take one of these brushes. This is a detangler, it's very soft. It doesn't actually pull out hairs, which don't use a round brush. I made that mistake when I was first starting out. People chewed me out for it. Don't use a round brush, grab a detangler like this, it's beautiful. It doesn't pull out your hair, all that kind of fun stuff. Next, what we're gonna start doing is actually hair drying this right here. This is really, really important, I think, to getting a lot of volume out of a lower density unit if you want to look like that. You can do amazing things with a hair blower. Now, if you're looking for a little bit extra density and you're looking for the hair to kind of stand up a little bit more, what you can do is you can actually kind of like counter blow it. There's probably some hairstylists in the comments that can correct my terminology here, but you can blow it one direction, push it back the other way. That way it kind of like stiffens. It thinks it's gonna go this way, but when you push it back like that, it'll kind of hold its shape and force it to have more volume, as opposed to if I just blow it all back right now, like it can kind of sit flat back, if that makes sense. So here we go. All right, so now that I've actually kind of faked out my hair, telling it that I wanted to go this way, I'm gonna actually push it the opposite direction, and we're gonna see how that looks. So check this out. All right, so we've kind of got like a little bit of the volume going on right now. It's not looking too bad. What I wanna actually do is I'm gonna actually add a little bit of pomade. So I've got some American Crew right here. Now what I'm gonna do is take my hands, which I actually just wet them a little bit, and I'm gonna rub a little bit of And I'm gonna rub a little bit of this pomade through it. How much are you asking? Well, I don't know if you can see this, but you can see it right there. I just have a little bit of coating on this right here. And the reason that we wet it down is because that will make it a little bit more liquidy, a little bit more usable instead of getting clumped up in one spot. Now what I like to do, work it through both hands so that it's kind of all over. And then begin to slowly just work it through the hair. This will give it like a little bit of hold as well. Not like hold as in it won't move, but more so like kind of bind it together a little bit, if that makes sense. Also will give it a little bit of a shine as opposed to a dry look. All right, we're actually getting pretty close now. I actually just grabbed this round brush. You gotta be careful with these guys because they can pull out hair, but what they also can do is give volume to your hair. Now I'm gonna add a little bit more volume to my hair just because for this video, I just wanna try styling it and see what we get as an end result, okay? So the concept with the round brush is that you're going to kind of like press it into your hair. You're gonna spin it and then pull up. You see how it actually grabs the hair right there? That's the concept behind this. We want it to spin in, grab the hair while we're blow drying it, and then release it. That'll give it a little extra volume. It can get too much volume if you do it too much. And we'll kind of make some final adjustments after that, but we'll see how it goes. All right guys, it's actually getting closer to where I want it to be. You can see it added a little bit of extra volume on the top of the unit to just give it like a little bit more appearance of, I don't know, thickness, I guess. But it's not really thickness, it's volume. It's nice, right? Because like you can actually see into the unit right here. Like you can see some scalp, which does give it definitely like a believable look. A much more believable look than having something that's like so thick that hashtag Jake about a week ago, you can't see the scalp no matter what you do. So undoubtedly, this probably looks a lot more real to the trained eye, you know, the hair system viewers, the people, maybe hairstylists, people that know a lot more about hair that are actually analyzing your hair, my hair, things like that. As men, I think we get trained into this, maybe women too, but we often style the front of our hair. We forget about the back, right? So now I'm gonna turn around. So I'm gonna turn around right now. I'm gonna show you the back of my head. Now I can feel it's still way more wet than the front of my hair because I didn't really blow dry it that much. So let's take a look at what it looks like. Now I'm assuming it probably doesn't really match the style. If it does match the style, I'll probably delete this. But the way to fix that one is we definitely wanna dry out the hair first a little bit. Number two, make sure that you add a little bit of product back there. I actually missed it and I know that I missed it, so I'm gonna add a little bit of product. I think there's a concept inside of hairstyling that when you actually miss product on part of your like your hair, it gives like this hair shadow effect or something like that. Somebody in the comments leave what the term is called, but it creates this weird illusion that doesn't look right because you have product in some of it, you don't have product in another part of it, and it like breaks it up in an unnatural way, which unless you're looking at going for like a very trendy kind of, you know, cutting edge look, isn't that holistic, like this hair is one piece kind of look. All right, gents, I want to do a little bit more touch up on this unit right here. Now it is super flowy, as you can see, like the hair moves around a lot, right? That's actually not a bad thing. Excuse me, I'm gonna put this down a little bit for you. Not a bad thing whatsoever, but because I move around a lot, I kind of want it to have a little bit more hold, and I also am going to see if I can give it just a little bit more panache, maybe a little bit more styling, and just get it a little bit more on point. So I'm actually going to take some of this hairstyling powder. This is like a talc powder that we talked about before, and what this is going to do is it's going to bind some of the hair up together, as well as kind of make it a little more immobile, if you will. Not like, it's not going to gel it down, but it's going to just kind of paste it together a little bit, but dryly, so it's not going to feel gooey or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just kind of spritz some of this into my hair, and I actually want some of this on my sides because so this is a pre-cut unit, and I haven't gotten my hair cut since, right? Now because of that, the sides I would say are probably a little bit too, let's just say too long. They're just not like perfectly blended into this unit right here. And because of that, I actually want to kind of, I don't want to say cake it down, but I want to take a little bit of the volume out of this right here to kind of almost give it like that undercut look a little bit, but a good undercut that blends. So I'm gonna just dab a little bit more into here. As you can see, the stuff kind of goes on kind of like whitish. And what I'm gonna do is, generally with this stuff, what you kind of do is you kind of like shake it into your hair. We'll be gentle on the hair system hair though, of course. We don't wanna, you know, completely mess it up or anything like that. So, all right guys, so I don't know if you can see this right now, but what's happening to this hair is it's definitely starting to kind of like bind together more. It's not as like free flowy everywhere, which is good. This is kind of what I wanted to go for. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually take like some of this hair and we're gonna kind of sweep it back and bow over in a direction. So we're gonna give this hairstyle like a little bit of direction. On me, I find that like my hair does not look good when it's swept 100% back. It actually looks better. And I think it's because it's due to my face shape. It looks a little bit better if it's kind of like parted more so from the side. But I'm not gonna give it like that hard part look. But it looks a little bit better if it's parted from the side and kind of like sweeping over in a direction. So that's what we're gonna try to do right here. And here we go, guys. This is kind of the final result. I think this looks a lot better than the last video that I posted. Kind of dig it. It's definitely more of a mature look. It's still drying right now, but I'll kind of give you like a once around right here. So it's a little bit wet still in the back. It's actually still a little bit damp up top. So it's not quite the final style, if you will, just yet. But this is actually like a really, really good look for like more formal events, for going to cocktail parties, for all sorts of different stuff like that. That I would say that like my fringe, my like Justin Bieber hairstyle before was not really, I wouldn't say appropriate for, but it just didn't really fit in with kind of that like slick, like a night culture kind of thing. This is definitely like a metro look. Like this is something that I would totally go down the streets wearing, like a dope suit wearing, or you know, like some Chelsea boots, something like that, as opposed to the other, which had a little bit more of kind of like a skater boy punk rock kind of look, which guys, that's part of my identity. I grew up in bands playing music, wanting to be a rock star, so it's part of who I am. But this right here is also like definitely super fresh. I think it's totally something that each of you could totally rock. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching the video today. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell down below. It does a world of good for this channel and helping destigmatize hair loss, all the men that are out there. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one.